Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. We are back in Willow Creek and we are rebuilding the local library here, what is known as the Willow Creek Archive. This is up on the gallery for you to download if you are looking to get it. I'm pretty proud of this build, and what I was doing with it was, so when I rebuilt Magnolia Blossom, the park here in Willow Creek, I wanted to take some of that same architectural language that I had used in the making of the chapel. I guess not, yeah, making of that like kind of little church chapel thing. I decided to take some of that into here, so it's kind of like a neoclassical kind of very kind of style. Neoclassicism was pretty big in the United States, especially after the Revolutionary War. It was kind of used as kind of like shorthand in a way, using that architectural style as a shorthand to tell the rest of the world that this country was a country built on democracy and freedom. So that's kind of why you see that style a lot in America and a lot of American architecture. So that's what I was trying to go for here. So on top of this on top of this library, I kind of built like a little steeple kind of roofy bit. Here you're seeing it in its early stages. It will change a lot. This build overall I'm pretty proud of. I think it's a fun little build. I really did like the original library here. Wanted to keep certain aspects of it in some ways, but I really did kind of go off to try to make it fit this world a little bit more, using a lot of brick in this part of town and wanting to kind of emulate or reference that architecture in the park. Here with the stairs I was doing, I'm not really sure why I didn't just do one full stair across. I'm not sure if for some reason maybe I thought that you couldn't. I don't know what I was thinking. Odd decisions. Don't know what led me to doing that, but I did it, and there's not much I can say other than it happened. So once we get on the inside too, I was going for something a little fancy. I think of Willow Creek as being maybe a little bit older, if that makes sense. It definitely has age. It definitely is something a little prim and proper. It's definitely got a history here. So that's what I was thinking, that this library might be a little bit older, a little bit fancier, even though in this world, I think overall my build so far, there's not too many starter homes here. It's definitely not the most affordable neighborhood probably that I've made, Willow Creek. However, I am pretty happy with how Willow Creek did come out overall. From what I've done so far, I definitely need to rebuild some other ones, and I think I'm gonna try to build some other small and maybe some other starter homes, some other middle classy homes. My idea being that even though this town park down here, we have this big fancy library and kind of like this nice little gym area, and then also the speakeasy that I built. Has that video gone out yet? Or did I just give that away? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I may have actually not filmed myself making the speakeasy. It's okay, I'll build another speakeasy at some other point, maybe something a little bit nicer. For those who don't know, there's a speakeasy that I built here in Willow Creek. The idea being it'd be left over from when alcohol was illegal. From Prohibition, that's what it's called. I almost forgot what it's called for a second. I actually, in high school, with my friend Tiana, who is also a simmer, we had to do this thing called a living exhibit, and it's where you kind of like build a mini set, and you have to teach people about a certain point in history. You know, a lot of it has to be either like late 19th century or early 20th century. And we decided to do prohibition. Like, we wanted to do something with prohibition. But for some reason, we decided that we were going to also focus on how prohibition negatively affected sex workers at the time, prostitutes. Which, I mean, I'm proud of it, but I do remember, so I was a bartender. I owned this like little bar thing, and my friend, she was a prostitute who hung out at the bar and, you know, got her business there. And, you know, people, you know, how the living exhibit was, people would come up and they would interact with you, ask you questions. And, you know, we were just talking about how prohibition was happening. It was like, and we were doing it before prohibition had really had taken place yet. So we were just talking about the potential of it, it's on the horizon, people are talking about this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I talked about how it was going to negatively affect my business, and she did too. And I remember as soon as anyone who came up to us at the living exhibit, as soon as they came up to us and they found out that she was a prostitute, my friend, or she was supposed to be dressed as one and acting as one, like a lot of people like walked away. They didn't even like finish asking us questions. They'd be like, okay, bye. Which it's a part of our history I think we need to talk about, as well as, those who don't know, because I feel like a lot of the narrative around prohibition focuses on, alcohol was banned, no drinking, blah, blah, blah. But another thing that happened was there was this big, I don't want to say like smear campaign, but a very big part of the narrative around prohibition was talking about, it's all about like morality and what's morally right, morally wrong, blah, blah, blah. All that boring stuff. And they had talked a lot about and were pushing for, the people who, the prohibitioners, they were also going against and advocating for like the criminalization of prostitution and having prostitution be banned and be demonized in this country, and what have you, whatnot. So if you've ever wondered why prostitution's illegal in this country, it's because of prohibition. Fun fact, that's fun, right? That's what people want to learn and talk about, right? No, maybe it's just me. But yeah, so that was our project, and I remember people were very shocked, a little thrown off. They were like, why is this their project? Who allowed, which I mean, all projects had to be approved, and our history teacher was like, yeah, I mean, this is a part of prohibition no one ever talks about. So that's what we wanted to do, and that's what we talked about. And like I said, I mean, we did well. We got a good grade because we did well research. But I remember nobody wanted, as soon as everyone found out what our topic was, they all were like, stay away from that little area where Jamie and Tiana are. They're talking about prostitution. So just saying, we just the how much we've demonized sex workers in this country, and still do, is a little shocking to me. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this, which I don't even know how I got. Because that's on the speakeasy. Anyways, let's jump back into the speed build. I'm working on this little steeple kind of like tower thing. The whole point of it really is just to call reference back to the church, kind of create that. I guess you could say kind of like creating a visual language for the town, and that's every place I've been working so far. I've been trying to establish a very specific aesthetic, even if there are builds that don't always fit in, because there's always going to be homes and things like that aren't 100%, fit into the neighborhood, but most things do. And that's what I was really working on here, especially with this whole little strip here where we have the library, and then we have the speakeasy I built, which is also a bowling alley. That's the twist. It's you go there to bowl, but then you can go into the bathroom and go behind the secret door, and then there's the speakeasy downstairs. But yeah, all of them have, you know, this kind of brick aesthetic, this red brick aesthetic, and then here we also have the you know, everything else. Here, so I put in 4 gender-neutral bathrooms. The reason I did that, so where I grew up, our town library had single bathrooms. It didn't have stall bathrooms, and so I've been into libraries now that have, you know, stall bathrooms, but it's always, to me, now when I think of bathrooms and libraries, I would think of that, and you know, it's only because I grew up with it. If I'd grown up with stall bathrooms, I'd be like, single stall bathrooms in a library? Ugh, who are these people? But you know, since I grew up with it like this is how it makes sense to me. Also in Willow Creek, I noticed it just doesn't really, I feel like, have the space. Or I guess in this build, the way I was building it, because I feel like I could have maybe done, but you know, it didn't work. Also, I put these stupid things in the back. I'm not really sure why I did it. Maybe I did because I thought it would like take up space, it would look nice. I don't know. I apologize greatly. I feel like I may have deleted them when I put them on the gallery, but maybe not. I don't quite remember off the top of my head right now. But just know if they are there, I apologize. I don't know why I did that. Down here, I used the bookshelves from University, and honestly, the main reason I use them is because they just slide together so well. There's very little clipping when you put them right next to each other, like almost none, which you just really don't get that with too many of the bookshelves that we have in the game already. I used to really love these Strangerville bookshelves, and I still do, but the thing is, if you want to put them as close together as you can, you have to do kind of like a free move. You can't do it on the grid. And if you do it on the grid, it just clips together really poorly. You know, it's like not ideal. So up here though, I did end up using the Realm of Magic bookshelves, not the like 3-1, but the single tile one. And solely just because I actually really do like that. That's another one you can put like right against each other, butt to butt, and it actually works really well. It doesn't clip. It does do this weird thing you'll see where it like, they're in all different shades of whites at the top. Don't know what that's about, but I've noticed that a lot with different, not just bookshelves, but a lot of things that go together like that don't clip when you put them next to it. I don't know what that's about. It is what it is. I really do like that bookshelf from Realm of Magic. As you guys know, I also really enjoy Realm of Magic, so pretty, you know, positive things. I feel like I always use this chandelier from Vampires, but like it's one of the better chandeliers in the game that also feels a little bit older. We have like that kind of like 1920s-ish kind of feeling one, but other than that, like, I guess we have like the old English kind of like medieval looking ones, but that's not the aesthetic, hun. That's not what we're going for. But yeah, this ends up being 3 floors full of books. The 3rd floor, you'll see me fix it later, but I end up also putting a robotics machine up there. That way, you know, if your sim lives in this part of, like lives here and commutes to university, or if they just want to prep their robotic skills for when they go to university, or if, you know, you just, you know, you want other sims who aren't in university to have robotic skills, that's also fine. Essentially, that's what I was going for. So I wanted to make the library, I guess, just as full as it could be, have everything that it can. And that's kind of like my thing whenever I do community lots like this, when it be libraries, museums, parks. I want to find multiple reasons for you to come here. You can come here to do research. You can come here to read. You can come here, you know, to work on robotics. In the little patio kind of space, I think you call a little courtyard out back, I also put the like debate thing so people can come here and debate, work on those debate skills, you know. Pretty much I really just wanted to give you multiple reasons to come here. You know, because, you know, I don't know about you, like I very rarely feel like I need to just bring my Sims to the library unless, you know, I'm doing either a starter family kind of thing where I'm using just the budget and didn't put a bookshelf in, or need to use the computer. Maybe I'm doing rags to riches gameplay, who knows. But I feel like I very rarely go there for just, you know, just reading, I guess. So I really wanted to give you more reasons to come here. You can come here to research, you can come here to read, you know, doing so much, if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else ever feels that way when they're doing community lots, but when I do, I just want to make them as useful as possible. I don't want to, you know, half-ass no shit. So down here on the first floor, there's also all these computers. So these little desks here I have by the window, the two ones I think from university they're from, with the little plaques on them, like name plaques. I was thinking those would be the library tables, but when I was gameplaying, like the librarians just sit wherever they want, and I'm like, that's fine, but it's always annoying because you're like, I built this whole spot, and it does make me wish there was something like some kind of item you could put down that would make the librarians just go there. That's what I think about a lot when I'm building community lots like this. If I could just put an item down that would just make sure that the right, you know, NPC was here, whether that be, you know, in the magic realm, whether that be, I guess it's really just the magic realm and library, because I don't really think there's any NPCs that work at what's it called, like at the museums. That'd be fun if there were, though, like some gift shop owners or something. That could be fun. Hire me, Sims team. We could think of all the great ideas I have. Yeah, that's probably the last thing they want, is to have to figure out how to create a gift shop and make it work. That does, sorry to go off topic again, but that reminds me, I saw this post, I think the English Simmer had shared it. It may have actually been Plumbella. Jesse from Plumbella. They're both British, so this is probably not good. Not good. Oh my god, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's like it's not a good look. Not good optics to confuse them, but I'm gonna say it was the English Simmer because I feel like I see her tweets more than Jesse's. Sorry, Jesse, you probably just don't tweet enough. I'm apologizing if she like knows me and watches my content. Either of them really, no, I'm a nobody. But I did notice one of them had tweeted that, like, this idea where if we could do multi-type lots, meaning, you know, you could build like a business, you know, it'd be a store, you know, and then you could have a restaurant and like an apartment attached to it. Like, that could be fun. I don't, as of right now, how The Sims is set up, I don't really think they could really do it. It's not something I necessarily need. I definitely do when I was building in Magnolia Promenade. My goal was to make it look like people lived above the stores and the restaurant I built there. But that's really about it. I think for one of them that I don't think I'm going to include actually in my save file anymore, I was thinking about, but I decided to just to can it, was I had this idea where oh my god, why can't I think right now? I had this idea where I built this whole store, and then above it I built a bunch of apartments, and my idea was if you didn't want to use the store, or you didn't really care for it, or you didn't really care for that gameplay, you could move into the apartments above it and use the new like roommate system to kind of simulate a you know, it's kind of like living in an apartment building. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to include that one anymore, just because I have a different idea of what I want to put there instead. Something that I wanted to do for a while, and I was like, I don't know. But now I'm kind of back on. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Only because it's topical now. And I don't want to give that away. Mostly because I haven't done it yet. And if I don't end up doing it, I don't want to be held accountable. But I do know for a fact I keep it, I know. Yeah, it's not going to be included. I don't really like that build anymore. It's kind of messy. And I feel like I could do something better. But yeah, as you see here, I'm putting down some stuff in the courtyard. I have the little debate thing, and I put some chairs so people could watch you debate. I don't know if that'd be something people would be into, but it could be fun. Just putting down some objects around to, flush out the area. Putting lots of Baby Yodas around. I wasn't going to announce it now, but I will, I guess. So for my save file, I have decided that I am going to include a Baby Yoda statue in every build. And I've gone back to all the builds I've done, and I've fit it in. The hardest one was fitting it in some of my base, like my not base game, my starter homes. So there's like some starter homes that originally have like computers and bookshelves. Yeah, I had to yeetus that fetus out so that I could fit in the real Baby Yoda. So I do apologize for anyone who, I don't know who's looking forward to my save file, if anyone is. But if anyone is, I do apologize. But I just thought it'd be a fun little thing. There's not really any reason for it. Other than, it's just a fun little thing that you may or may not notice. And, some lots will have multiple, some just have one. And I really just thought it was a funny idea. That was really it. There was no, this isn't, Star Wars, Mandalorian propaganda, or not being paid by Disney. I wish Disney was paying me. Disney, please pay me. I need money. I need money. That was my plea to Disney. But yeah, so we're actually coming up near the end of this speed build pretty fast. At this point, I'm just finishing up on the outside. I ended up putting like a little garden out here. Slapping on some flower boxes everywhere. I think I do change the oh my god, what do you call it? I guess the tile, it's not tiling, but I changed the concrete slabs that I picked for the sidewalk in front. I ended up switching it to like the brick outlining that way, so it feels a little bit more tied in with this build. And because I guess my idea was I was trying to simulate that those lampposts are more, more library related than like town. So here we are. I also put out these like holiday lights. I don't really love them, and solely just because I don't like how they clip into the wall there. But I mean, I do like them in the sense that I think they're pretty, so I decided to keep them. I hope you guys don't hate them. Please don't hate them. I mean, I won't be that upset if you do. I'm pretty easygoing. But yeah, feel free to download this off the gallery. Like I said, it's under Willow Creek Archive Rebuild. You can also just get it off of my gallery page, username Jaymehorne. All that information will be down below, as well as check out some of my other builds, and let me know down below if you liked this, if you thought the other one, the original, is better. Willow Creek's one of, I feel like all the base game worlds that came with builds, all those builds are fine, but I'm still just in my rebuild of the world. I'm like, nope, they gotta go. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you liked it. Subscribe, please, if you're interested. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and before I go, also stay safe. I know right now there's a lot of people getting sick, So, if you're not feeling well, try to get some rest. It's kind of scary time. Practice social distancing and just be safe. And, try not to watch the news. I feel like the news is blowing it more out of proportion than it needs to, but you should still be alert and be safe. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.